Hello everybody and welcome to this channel. Welcome to Transcending Anxiety Warriors. My name is George Alonso and today we're going to talk about overworrying and my unusual method to end it. I'm pretty sure you've had to worry about something in your life, and if you have anxiety, I'm pretty sure you know how horrible overthinking can become. So what I'm going to tell you is, like I said, an unusual way of ending it, and it's extremely effective, and I'm sure it will help you tremendously. First, I will tell you a little metaphor that will help make this easier to understand. Imagine that overworrying is like being inside a place that has like 1,000 doors, and overworrying is just expecting something bad to come from any of those doors, any one of those doors, or many of them. So what would be the logical thing to do in this example of overworrying? To close the doors. Yes, exactly. So the unusual method to end overworrying is to make a plan. Yes, stay with me. I know it's unusual, it's weird, and maybe you're thinking this has nothing to do with overworry and anxiety, but just stay with me and you will understand, and this will help you control your worries. When you make a plan, it turns out that what you're doing is that you're closing those doors in a way that fits your purposes, in a way that makes you comfortable. Now, how does this exactly work? Well, let's see it in action in an example, okay? Let's say you're a writer and you're currently worried with about five things, and you're overworrying about them and you just can't stop thinking about them. So you start with this, you sit down and make a plan. Let's say you're concerned about these 5 things. First, your agent calls you and tells you that your book is not selling as good as they were expecting. Number 2, your agent also tells you that your designer hasn't turned in the design that he should have by now. Number 3, you're worrying about your next project. It's a book that you've been working on, but it's been a month since you've had this terrible writer's block and you haven't been able to write anything in the whole month. So it's starting to worry you. Let's say number 4 is like a family member that worries you terribly because he or she is getting sick and you're worried that things will get worse. And number 5, on top of all of this, you're also worried that you're overspending. So in your mind, in your subconscious mind, you have, let's say, pending items that are waiting to be solved. And those things won't let you be unless you do something about them. So what do? Let's do this real quick. You sit down 5 minutes, you take those 5 minutes for yourself and think about making this plan. So you engage the items on your pending mental list one by one. Number 1, sales are not going as good as they should, but there's not much you can do about it. So you are going to arrange a meeting with your agent and the people responsible for marketing. You don't handle marketing, that's as much as you can do. Number 2 is quite similar. If your designer hasn't yet turned in the design for your book, you have to call him and make sure he delivers on time. That's as much as you can do. Number 3, your writer's block. You have to do something about it. So you commit to write, let's say, 2 paragraphs in the morning and 2 more paragraphs at night every day until you've completed it. Number 4, there's a family member who is sick and this concerns you a lot. What can you do about it? You make sure he or she goes to the doctor and gets appropriate treatment, and that's as much as you can do. And number 5, you've been overspending. This is something related to the past, and now there is nothing you can do about it. So this is the kind of matter you have to learn to accept. Yes, this is the harder kind of a problem because it's harder to let go than to make something about something, which is already hard enough. Taking action is hard enough, but letting go maybe is even harder. So you settle for those 5 answers. You have made a plan that comprehends all 5 concerns that you have, and what happens is very magical, let's say, because when you settle your mind, something happens in your subconscious and makes it harder for anxiety to come and make you worry about it. So it is possible that anxiety will come again and try to make you worry about it, but it will be way easier for you to just drop those worries immediately because you have settled those matters in your mind. I told you this was unusual, but believe me, it works wonders. So don't take my word for it. Just sit down, dedicate 5 minutes to mentally arrange everything in your mind, settle your mind on those items, and everything will be better. Just don't take my word for it. Just go ahead and do it, and you will see how it helps you tremendously. You don't have to put this in paper if you don't want to. If it's too much for you, just sit down and dedicate 5 minutes to making a mental plan about this. And it's okay if anxiety comes again and makes you overworry and overthink about all those matters. It's okay, it's alright. But it will be way less intense than before because your mind will be settled. And I know it's not quite rational, anxiety is not quite rational, but settling your mind helps you on a subconscious level. And you don't even have to think about settling further your mind. You just make a plan, make a solution for every item, and that's it. I told you this would be pretty unusual. I'm pretty sure that you were not expecting this, but just like I said, don't take my word for it. Go make your plan, and you will see how this gets rid of worry so nicely. That will be all for today. Thank you for watching Anxiety Warrior. Be sure to just leave a thumbs up, drop a comment. Tell me if you want me to talk about a specific thing related to anxiety or depression. Thank you again for watching Anxiety Warrior. See you next video.